Hey everyone, I have some major news about the band Aldious. They're one of my all-time personal favorite bands. This was kind of big news. They are in the visual K. They started the subgenre of Algora K, J-rock, power metal, loop, and this is one of those bands that's kind of a big deal in those circles. Last night, before I went to bed, I saw the news that Toki is expecting a child. She's the guitar player, um, and I saw it through a social media page, but I didn't actually read the official statement from the Aldious website, which I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to give my thoughts. Thank you for supporting Aldious. Today we have important information. We would like to report that Aldious' guitarist Toki has been married. Aw, congrats Toki. And it turns out that she's pregnant now. It is a very disappointing news. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I don't think it's disappointing news at all. I think it's actually great news. That just kind of confuses me a little bit why they would say it's disappointing news. Perhaps it's because within, the visual K movement, you have really over-obsessive fans that wouldn't respond well to, one of their idols getting married. But the performance that Toki can participate in the tour is a thing that will be up to Subua Sutuya Oist, performing on Sunday, June 9th. She apologizes. I told the members and Toki herself on the office that day without getting up on stage because of the pregnancy, but being in a stable period, permission from multiple doctors, and a strong of Toki herself, it was decided that this time they wanted to stand on stage to Tokyo performance on June 9 by Hope. I'm so sorry, if none of this makes sense, it is kind of technically through Google Translate, so it's going to be a really shoddy translation. The guest guitarists who are participating in the events and the performances until November will be announced on Wednesday, May 22nd, and as soon as they're adjusted. In addition, also in the performances scheduled to participate in Toki until June 9th, I think this is a case of a person's physical condition, not overdo it. So we will wait for the guest guitarists as much as possible and follow the live. Depending on your health condition, you may not be participating in the performances on June 9th, so it'll be appreciative if you could approve. So what this is basically saying is after June 9th, she will be temporarily stepping away. For the child, but she will be back. Now, all Aldious fans and guest vocals Saki and Rin, who came in the tour wake of the band. By the way, that's Saki from Cynthia, not Saki from Bandmaid. I was very puzzled by the circumstances of the band. It is undecided about the return of Toki in the future, but the activity members of Aldious will continue after this, such as SNS and radio appearances, to the extent of the person is unreasonable. It's not reasonable. Oh, so I guess I'm wrong. So I guess Toki is kind of up in the air whether or not she will return to the band. But, I mean, kind of regardless of what she chooses, I will ultimately respect her decision. And I just wish her the best of luck with her marriage and her child. And it's just really exciting news. I understand that a lot of Japanese females within the music industry usually call it quits after a child or marriage. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now I'm going to read the official statement from Toki. I would like to report to you that I am married and am pregnant now. I am so sorry. I was surprised, anxious, worried, and anxious to everyone who is always in the middle of the Aldious national tour with a sudden announcement is always cheering. I hope that I can explain my words. With regard to the pregnancy, we are now in a stable period, and I will be giving birth this fall. The other party is a general person who has always been with you. about this year in the national tour and the mindset of the national tour that continues till November 2nd, it has been difficult to me for it to appear in all performances. Aldious' lives are so intense, and the members of the office have said many times, please do not stand on stage with the safety of the mother and the child first. But I really want to play the guitar in front of everyone. I have a strong request of my own, and made my own a diagnosis and judgment by multiple specialists to refrain from unreasonable performance. Subuya of June 9th, I would like to perform until the Suya East performance. My sudden change in physical condition may cause my appearance to be canceled. It is a judgment that I think this is a big move. The schedule on a row will be a burden. As for the subsequent live schedule, it will be a live performance and it will receive guest guitarists. I'm in the process of making adjustments. When I made the report of a member, I was prepared to say that it might be over, but all the members have given a congratulatory voice and a voice of congratulation from the heart. Guest vocalists Saki and Rin, who are on tour together, also blessed me in the same way. We had to talk with the members about future activities, and Toki of Aldious, and they've asked if she wanted to continue doing activities at Aldious after childbirth. Of course, I felt this way after a while, but the things I can do are limited, but I hope I can do the best as a member of members. And with the goal of staying on stage again, I would like to make my efforts more than ever. Everyone who always supports me. For those who have noticed in the wake of guest vocalists Saki and Rin, to those of concern, we've been making such announcements, reports of delay, and acting selfishly. We sincerely apologize from the bottom of our minds the fact that it caused great inconvenience. Aldious will continue to tour in advance from now on. Thank you so much for the support, Toki. All right, that's a nice statement. So at least we know that at least we do have some clarification that she does at least is initially intending on coming back. Again, we're gonna have to wait and see because not only is she gonna have to do the whole childbirth, but then with raising a kid, it's not gonna exactly be going right back into the band right off the gate. There is a bit of a time window there. The fact that she wants to perform or has been performing during a pregnancy is pretty, not gonna lie, it's pretty metal. I mean, I can't imagine how painful that is to do that, on stage. I would also imagine the discomfort, especially from, the loud noise of a concert. But there's a little more here at the end. I don't think it's necessarily pertaining to this story, but if you gotta read it anyway, it's about the Aldious Tour 2019 Evoke. This live tour, the Tokyo Tour of Aldious Tour 2019 Evoke, will be the last appearance before Toki's suspension. That's kind of an odd wording, because usually suspensions associated with someone, idol groups or people doing something wrong, or like how you get like 3-day suspension from work or whatever. But the tour will continue with the guest guitarists the following Tokyo appearances. Therefore, although cancellation of response is not usually carried out as a response from the office of Toki fans, we are considering the refund of special ticket from the office of window. We are currently considering how to respond, so please wait in presentation. We'll provide details when we announce on Wednesday, May 22nd. Also, I'd like to announce the guest guitarist presentation as well. We apologize once again for your great concern and inconvenience. Thank you so much. Victor Entertainment, I'm guessing, is the VEAA. But again, I'm kind of don't think you need to apologize for something like that. I mean, it's not an inconvenience at all. I honestly don't mind it because at the end of the day, they're people. Just to, I guess, what I'm going to do now is with 3 of the band members, I'm going to go ahead and read their, tweets so you can hear their thoughts. Marina, who's the drummer, actually did post a screenshot of like a note that she wrote, but I can't translate pictures, so I guess I'll have to skip over Marina now for now, unless someone in the comments can translate that for me. But here we go. So Toki's tweet, first tweet says, "We have received a lot of messages for today's report. The word of blessing, the opinion I wrote was the real intention is firmly caught on and well, and I am thankful on this tour. I'll be able to stand in front of you in 5 short days, but I'll do my best. Thank you very, very." So yeah, there's a lot of people who are supporting her, so that's good, and that's actually the only tweet she sent. Now we're gonna see what Yoshi said, and Yoshi is the other guitarist. And sorry, my Chrome is loading. All right. So actually, Yoshi might have said a few things. See here. Okay, come on. All right, there we go. When I was told there was an important story from Toki, my heart was, babaki, to think that it died. I might have you feel that way. I'm sorry. I was blessed with a peace of mind because it was not withdrawal or not. However, I continued to later to do so realistically in the future. All right. Okay, that's just really shoddy translation there from whatever Twitter uses to translate tweets. I'm reading this again. No, I was told there was an important story from Toki. My heart was. Okay, so I guess what I think it's trying to say, what the gist of it is, she was sorry that with the sudden news involving Toki that that everyone became like super worried for that she was going through a form of withdrawal, but yeah, so I guess she's apologizing for that. Exactly easy, but yeah, and then I guess she also has a statement, I'm guessing, from her blog. I'll go ahead and just check that real quick, and if it's something that I feel is worth sharing, then I'll do it. If not, we'll go ahead and move on to Sawa's tweets. And by the way, this is all kind of major breaking news, at least in my opinion. It's probably going to take a bit for it to translate everything, so just bear with me here. Unless it doesn't want to translate. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, alright, so it is related to it, so we'll talk about it. This is what Yoshi had to say. Real quickly, I'll read that second tweet, which just says, "How do you keep a band going in the future? Why did you choose this? I've written in detail to the point it seems uneasy to discuss the time of important announcement and action policy." Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and read her statement on the whole deal. "I think everyone who is always cheering is very surprised, but Toki's marriage and being pregnant were now announced. In addition, due to the strong information of the person I want to go to live until the day of permission given to the doctor, it will appear live until June 9th. There is a thing during the live tour. I think various operations and speculations will fly around. I think it will be long before content I discuss from the later. I hope I can convey it without misunderstanding." I kind of assumed that she was the band leader. So I guess Sawa's the leader. I guess this is kind of also new information to me because it just seemed like Yoshi, at least from the perspective that I have of the band, that she's kind of like the mastermind of most of the material. And such a thing during the tour, I think various opinions and speculations will fly around, so I think it will be long for the content I have discussed later, but I hope I can convey it without misunderstanding. First of all, about the point I'll write on my personal blog, not the front office. This time, it was a delicate matter of pregnancy, so I asked not to participate in discussion by the staff of the male-only office. Direct discussions were conducted only by members, and the members of the official statement were also made. Is the announcement only decided by members? Basically, if you respect the opinions of the members, I have added the supplement points that are not reached. How did you discover it? Suddenly, I was told by Toki there was an important story. How did the members reply after hearing the story? Yoshi herself, have an important story. The minute I thought of it, the important matter of such a withdrawal, the moment I was told pregnant, well, I do not want to be a good thing, I replied and applauded. Of course, I am not involved with the tour because I'm involved in the tour. I am involved in tour, but I was truly blessed by having a new life for a child-loving girl who wanted to be a child care worker. Others members also thought it would be a more serious story like I did. Instead of word of blessing to the point of I received a new life. Do you have 5 shows until June 9th? I was very worried about this. From Toki. Okay, so it's basically it's a restatement from Toki earlier that we read in the statement at the beginning of the video. So we're going to skip past that. And Toki went to cast. The intention of the members do not leave because I'm worried for me as long as it leaves up to the 6th of, June 6th. Do not play the guitar in the dressing room. I suggest that it will be in a time to first have support for the guitar and learn a song from now, especially because the set list is different for 2 different vocals. So the number of songs is very large, of course, and also because they're a BK band, I'm kind of similar to others. And also, I guess it's a Japanese thing in general. I'm not completely 100% sure, but they do like to rotate set lists every night, so it's not just kind of the greatest hits plus 2 songs from a new album. That's usually kind of the custom in America and the West in general. When you go up to the stage, the heat pressure and lack of oxygen, the sound pressure on the drum and the bass can put directly a strain on the body, of course. However, I thought whether it would be possible to keep the burning to a minimum if I played in the dressing room and play the guitar, and depending on the physical condition of this option is also right. So I guess this is more from Toki, just more that wasn't covered in the on Aldious' website. Even in this, I think it would be dangerous to walk outside. If I get the opinion that is to do better not to play guitar, it's better not to come to Lifehouse. This future will become commonplace. Women bandmen, of course, suspended activities as soon as pregnant. I thought it would upscale other female musicians. See here, have you made any arrangements for marriage and pregnancy? Excuse me. You are free about marriage. The office is not prohibited either. With regards to the latter, Reno's withdrawal is decided. So this is more information about Reno. She left due to a illness a few months ago. If you continue to look for new vocals after this, I'm very rude to the new vocals out to create a child for the time being. If that is a willingness to continue, I'd like to be prepared for that. To the members of last year, I was looking for a new vocal. I thought it would be better not to continue Aldious unless I was prepared. However, Toki joins Aldious as a teenager and has been working for 10 years and a half a year. More than a third of my life is Aldious, and I want my members to have a happy life, whether music or marriage. If I'm not looking for vocals, I think this is a big deal. Simply, the timing was bad. About appointing guest appearances, we are currently offering an offer that are adjusting the schedule. Toki is scheduled to appear on the other 5 lives. When the physical condition suddenly worsens, I think it's better to have a substitute rather than a substitute. Okay, so like a temporary substitute rather than a permanent substitute. And for a guitarist who will follow from an early live, I will have you come. So like basically backup in case something happens on stage. Due to the nature of Toki, I think it will be best to go off the stage even if I do not overdo it, and if I do not substitute it, I will make every effort to ensure that I can batoon touch anytime. Also, please note, depending on the physical condition of Toki, you may not play on stage or do any part of the guitar, maybe Yoshi. She does not appear in the live after June 22nd. There will be a lot of people coming to the live at the Target. This is the time I was in such a state during the store. I'm very sorry. However, I cannot let you go up on the stage all the way in the current state if you think I can acknowledge it, but I'm really sorry. Should I cancel the tour itself? There are a lot of people who come to the guest vocals by guest vocals instead of Aldious. I thought I could cancel because of the band alone. Also, could not cancel, excuse me. Also, as I wrote above, other women's bands, girls bands, and other members are under great pressure about creating precincts such as if a band member gets pregnant, don't they say they are inactive? Is it not? So I guess what they're saying is they don't want to cover it up like other bands do. And also, it's not just a thing with female bands. There's actually a lot of male visual K bands where when it comes to such stuff, they'll say like they're in a secret marriage and that sort of thing. Not secret marriage, but like, you know what I mean? Like nothing outright confirmed. They kind of keep that stuff relatively secret. So kudos to Aldious to being open about it. Although it is backed up with support, it is dangerous to make it appear in the remaining five live shows. Oh geez, this is actually I actually noticed that this video is actually at the 20-minute mark, so I apologize about that. Although it is backed up from the support, it isn't dangerous to make it appear in the remaining 5 live shows, since Toki herself has had a strong desire to play up to the date June 9th. Okay, here's the weird thing. Like Google translated Toki as a male, but so weird. I cannot allow it in the band, but I took a system on the guest guitarist in order to ensure completeness. And the likely event, Aldious has no choice but to go out of business or break up if there is no life. Understand that is a serious thing. Okay, I really hope they don't break up. The live is good, but the movement is difficult. I told you not to carry large packages and equipment. All the members and staff members followed up and promised not to help with any equipment settings. The equipment car will always be in the front of the apartment, but if there's a large luggage, we will have to get to the room, get used to the stairs, and avoiding as much as possible. Will Toki not leave? When I was told from this time for the Toki, I said with tears. Although I did something that would make me weird even if I was fired, Aldious never wants to quit just because it is all my own. Last year when we talked about whether we would like to continue a start for new vocals, we all told us that I'll never quit and said to continue to devote myself to life. That is why I told you that I would like to not withdraw in the sense of taking responsibility. That's not my intentions, and if each other are in agreement, she also does not withdraw. Real problem. Can you continue the band? Although it is impossible to stage a return to the stage while making arrangements, continue with the song, making a recording, radio recording, interviews within the reasonable package. If possible, take part in taking pictures. We'll update Twitter and blog as before. We will never lose Toki on the table at all. I'm also thinking about following up the system from last year. Can you not rehearse? Originally from the old days, Yama's NetDurst was a software that could be used to play on the band while delaying on the net all the parts if possible you hear in the studio. I also recorded performances and sent them by email to check freezes and so on. I also think it can compensate for lack of rehabilitation to some extent. Even for professionals, there are many bands that have been running for many years, even hundreds of miles away, so as by travel by air. Okay, so this is how do you make songs? The song is usually finished by pre-prod to make how to send demo song I made in the mail. There's also no problem to be noted, as it can be changed until now while sitting on the phone. Is there a refund for the ticket? Usually, I think there are many cases in which one does not rehearse a live show, missing all of a sudden due to illness or the like. People who go to live have often experiences, but when Mercy suddenly gets out, we often ask for support to stream it in sync. However, since this is a long-term or usual situation, I immediately agree with the fund options cited in the discretion for the refund response. Will you be penalized? Okay. It is the office that thinks about the members' things first and foremost from the old days. I don't want it there is an office that cherishes artists so much. If you're worried, you'll be fine. If you're worried, you'll be fine. On the contrary, I think there is also an option that is impossible if I give up having to promise to concentrate on the band for the time being, and the burden of other members in the office increases. Since each has decided the situation has not been convinced about it, it'll help if you cannot not blame Toki for the burden surrounding increases. We apologize to people concerning the president and staff from the night before last night. We will give back the office with the music activity to the extent that we cause a great deal of inconvenience. Who is your partner? It is Toki's engagement partner, but not a person who has been appeared in a blog or Twitter doing any band activities till now. A member of the band who went to a live show to go see him live with the band. Even if it is guest-like, the members are almost unfamiliar. In addition, we will not enter live venue in the future because we have not received any contact from any parlor at this time either. I'd like to tell you why I write this thing on purpose, as it will cause trouble to other parties with guests. There is someone else in the live seat. Are members convinced? Anyways, I'm worried about my body first. In case a band that has just made a debut is only suddenly doing live activity, it is probably unprecedented story. It's also a very story you hear often. Girls in the band I was working on before Aldious canceled all live performances that were fixed by the pregnancy and the vocals stopped working. However, vocals are now very close friends and children that I've often come to watch live. The band was a non-professional play band, but when it was put to the rest, I decided to create Aldious and the result as a better direction of my life. This time I'm looking for the vocals in a timely early tour that was not good. I'm also thinking of coming someday. I think it is much better than making a choice that can be produced this time instead of becoming a regret of your life in the future. However, I'm very sorry to the people who are looking forward to the tour. Oh, don't apologize, Yoshi, at all. Don't apologize. Also, writing this blog was my decision. I think you will probably be told to delete this if you write so much here. However, I think would be better for each other to explain properly whether the feeling of fan is swelling only bland words or being said by speculation. I think there is some who do not think well to write such content, but I decided it would be better to explain it all based off first while I was searching for vocals on the tour. Finally, I think that you will all get a lot of phone calls and harsh opinions from the office, but most of them are decided by the members. I have a feeling that I do not want to blame anyone in the office because I'm only asked to update this site or being asked about the decisions. I am the only person who really cares about the members, so it is very painful for the people who have always debited in circumstances or blamed. However, I'm aware that it's a great thing to be brothered and criticized at the same time. This kind of low-key make me annoyed that people would criticize the fact that such a great moment in Toki's life, but all right, I guess I'll read on before I start getting a little upset at those people. Also, towards the fans who are refuting the affair on Twitter. Okay, so alright, so now they're addressing some people. Let's see here. Also, towards the fans who are refuting the affair on Twitter. What you're doing is the same as pouring oil on fire. This time there's a criticism, and it's a matter of course of both the person and us fully extend. We hereby accept the opinions. If it is because of Toki, please do not put your heart and soul in dispute whether the person does. If you have anything, please send a message directly. If there's a message at the bottom of this page. If a child is born with and is in 10 years, there's also a possibility of searching the net at the time I was born. I was prepared for any criticism, so I think I would like to avoid leaving the world on the net and make the child think I was an unwanted child as if it were a bit. This blog will disappear after several years. Not only To those who support Aldious, but those who came with the guest vocals Toki and Rin, we are sorry for causing anxiety and confusion. The tour will be held as scheduled. Thank you for consideration. It's heavy content. So a little at the end. A live talent sports the guest vocals will sing in the future may be released. Thank you for reading the end. Aldious, Yoshi. Alright, so I guess even Yoshi was subtly annoyed about people being upset about it. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was a lot of information. But it's a good thing that they were able to clarify on a bunch of things in that statement. Actually, and then one interesting word choice was the word of affair, because in the previous state it said it was a marriage. So I'm wondering if they were using. I wonder if like her husband, she was a fan that was at a concert, or I mean, it's kind of their own personal life, but it's just something that's really interesting when the wording and stuff. And let's see here. Lastly, we have Salva's take on it, and the page will load. Let's see here. Sometimes my Chrome takes a bit of time to load, so I apologize for that inconvenience. And we're at a half an hour already. Wow. Shouldn't be too much longer. All right. Salva says, "Thank you for always cheering. At this time, guitar. The matter of the sun, we cannot hide the surprise. I apologize to everyone inconvenienced by the thing which influences the performances as well. While wishing the happiness to Toki, I would like to continue to support the tour. Thank you." Alright, that's relatively simple. I guess that Yoshi probably had the most to say on the matter, and Toki, obviously, since she's the one that's gonna be a mom. And I'm real quickly, I'm gonna check to see if there's any update with Marina's Twitter. If not, then I guess I'll just end the video. If there is, I'll read it. Because last I checked, it was just a photo text or a screenshot of a note, but we'll see. But yeah, it's some really exciting news, man. Alrighty. Alright, so see here. I guess not. I guess it's just the screenshot. But anyways, I'm honestly very excited for Toki, and I wish her the best of luck in the next step of her life, to being a wife and to being a mother. And I wish her the best of luck in parenthood. Also, I would also like to encourage the other members of Aldious, Marina, Sawa, and Yoshi, as well as the two lead guest vocalists, Saki and Rin. I just encourage them to just keep on pressing forward. I guess I kind of put it like a desperate fan when I say that, but I guess what I mean by that is I encourage them to, as long as they're willing, as long as they want to continue, that they can continue and just make amazing music, and that they all have, in general, also can have very happy lives. Also, if somehow they are seeing this, which I'd imagine they are not, but in the small chance that they do see my video, I just want to say, you don't need to apologize, okay? There is no reason to apologize for that. Like, I mean, if anyone's gonna get, upset just because a member of a band was, pregnant or whatever, and is married, you can just tell them to piss off, okay? All right, I guess that was pretty American of me and pretty rude of me, but still, Um, it's your life, not theirs. At the end of the day. And if you were able to stay till about 35 minutes into this sort of long video, it was actually, didn't think it would be as long as it was. I was expecting it to be maybe 20 minutes long, but then I realized, but then I saw Yoshi had that blog, so which did clear up a lot of information. But I am, sorry, I'm tired, but I just want to thank you all for watching for this long, and if and I want to hear what you think about this news. And I want to thank you all for watching, and my best wishes go out to everyone involved. I'm sorry this is kind of a long outro, but kind of lost for words here. So I guess I'll just say I hope you all have an amazing day.